Well, Dave, we're here at the Parts View workbench, and we're not jacking around. Obviously, this Castaway Coffee's
got you jacked up.
Got me jacked up.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Well, you know the big yellow jack. He's a mean-looking fish that really lives up to that pugnacious look that he's got. He looks like a prize fighter with that big convex head and that giant tail that he's got. I mean, he just looks like a boxer or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And he fights like that. You know, you can tell him from all the other jacks because he has a little black spot on the edge of his gill cover. Mm-hmm. And like all jacks, he has the really bony scoots down next to that big tail. So when you catch him and get him close to the boat, make sure you wear a glove on that right hand when you reach down there and grab that jack's tail, because those scoots can get you. But the average size of a Texas Jack Crevalle is about 2 to 5 pounds. But 25-pounders are common, and
especially around those daggum jetties.
Yes, and they're very, very common. And the Texas record is 50.25 pounds,
wow,
which was 52 inches long. I'd have ran 100 miles to get away from that dang thing, because I imagine that hurt.
This big.
Yeah, it hurt that poor fella whoever caught it.
Yeah.
But the juveniles are tons of them are in the surf because the jacks go off into the Gulf to spawn, and they spawn out there, and the first wave of little jacks live in the surf, and then as they grow, they'll either go out into the Gulf, mm-hmm, and some of them will move into the bay in September, in the fall, September and October. But usually the great big fish are schooling with the same size fish. If you catch one little jack, all the jacks you catch are going to be about that size.
Yes.
Because little jacks don't like to hang around with big jacks, and there's a reason big jacks will eat a little jack. Big jacks will eat just about anything, which makes them such a great fish to catch. You know, they fight harder than any other inshore fish. I mean, I tell everybody that a 20-pound Jack Crevalle will pull a 100-pound bull shark backwards through the water, and that's not an exaggeration. And they frequently break your gear. If you're out there with bass gear, make sure you change those treble hooks out. Put some 4X laser sharp treble hooks on there, because they inevitably bend straighten out hooks. If you have any kinds of drag on those jackfish and they get that wide, broad body turned against you and that big tail kicking, they can just pull and pull and pull, and they don't stop pulling.
No.
They pull all the way to the boat. You know, they're really incredible. And you really don't have to worry about what you throw to them. They love topwater stuff. They love to chase down topwater baits.
Yeah, they're very friendly fish.
Yes, and the reason being is because they're usually, like I said, there's usually more than one of them. And they get in this big competition. And there's nothing more exciting than watching 8 or 10, 20, 30-pound Jack Crevalles chasing your topwater plug and just diving over each other trying to eat it. And I'll play with them I don't really want them to catch it.
Just take the hooks off if you want.
Yes.
See some cool stuff.
Exactly. I mean, they love to eat small fish, and so most of our baits are going to be imitating small fish.
Right.
Like those two plugs you have there, the Chapo and which one is that?
This is a Jaywalker.
Jaywalker.
Yeah.
But you know, if you don't have any topwater plugs, don't fret. They're going to eat anything you throw at them. Chad, you know, we just talked to Chad. He had that big jack up on the screen there. He's using these Max sticks, trolling on a 40 pin.
Yeah, just like this.
Exactly. Trying to get, that's a squall. Trying to get a bite out of him. And he catch 5, 6, 7 of them at a time sometimes, which I can't imagine either. That would be a pain. If you're out there,
I think
trying to locate them,
charters they have saved, guys.
Oh, if you can't catch a trout or a redfish, and sometimes you'll see the birds working a mile away, go over there and throw a jig or something in there.
Right.
You don't have to have a topwater plug, and they will eat it. I mean, it's almost automatic.
Yeah.
It's almost automatic.
What size line you like using, Dave?
At least 30-pound braid, which probably breaks at 50. Right. I don't know where that 30-pound breaks, but that's plenty. It'll probably do the job. I think the biggest one I ever caught weighed about 30 pounds, and it ate a whole ballyhoo.
Ooh.
And I thought there was bluefin tuna seen in the area, and I thought there was bluefin there.
Oh, no.
And I thought when I got this bite, it left a hole in the water and threw water in the air, and I said, "That's the tuna." Yeah. And boy, I felt kind of foolish when that Jack Crevalle came up. But it was 30-pounder. It's a giant.
You went from tuna fishing to jacking around.
Yeah, exactly.
And a trip to the chiropractor.
Yeah.
Hey!